inevitably they fall in love.
He has to protect this princess and this dagger from getting into the wrong hands from people who want to turn back time.
Nice knife.
And it's that quality that everybody wants. The guy that you think is a good guy, who is D'Astan's uncle, turns out actually to be a bad guy and turns out to be somebody who is desperate to get his hands on the dagger.
Time will erase everything.
The engine that drives the Zam is envy and regret. Pretty poisonous, actually, and very poisonous when you set it against the purity of Gemma's performance and the nobility of Jake's performance. Mike Newell always underpinned everything with, you are on a struggle to preserve the purity, you are on a struggle to find nobility, I am on a struggle to destroy you both. You get these three pure chemicals together, and only pure chemicals will work together. You put them together, there will be an explosion.
Action! I set out to make a huge adventure story. It had many, many facets. There was some very good comedy in it.
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Get to the tunnel!
There was some wonderful action in it. The special effects and the magic of it all was terrific. And above everything else, there were the relationships. The relationship between Jake and Gemma, the boy and the girl, was a marvelous, unexpected relationship, not least because they hate one another.
You really enjoy telling me what to do, don't you?
Only because you're so good at following orders.
Yeah, don't press your luck.
And I think that's why they wanted me. They wanted me because I could do the emotion, because I could do the character work. But of course, what I also loved was that I was making this vast epic, which was like an Indiana Jones film. It had to have all that kind of great, big, brassy, noisy, full of action, full of comedy, full of danger.
Hello, Marion.
And at the same time, it's got to have intimate stuff.
Indiana Jones. Always knew someday you'd come walking back through my door.
Raiders of the Lost Ark was, of course, one of the great inspirations for me in making the first Prince of Persia game back in the 1980s. That's one of the classic movies in this genre. It was never far from my mind. The first 10 minutes when Indiana Jones is running and jumping and the spikes spring out. Anybody who's played the Prince of Persia game will recognize those elements.
That world, that kind of thing brought me back to my childhood of seeing that movie. And, I was thinking about the 8-year-old boy that saw that movie and just thinking about how blown away he was by it and how I found a lot of similarities, or I wanted there to be similarities in the sort of